Hey everybody, I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're
Witches Talking Tarot.
And this is the second introduction
Take
for
two.
the first Slavic myth that we're going to cover. Dazhboga, the sun god, and his ride across the sky in his fiery-ass chariot, which I'm very excited to talk about. So excited, I put on my Seraphim that I got straight from... This was from an Etsy seller in... not Moscow. Maybe Moscow. Somewhere in Russia. She's a lovely lady. And her name was like Elena.
Was shipping crazy?
Well, shipping was crazy, but I got this half off.
Okay.
So it was totally worth it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I can't afford handmade Russian Seraphans on Etsy. But I could afford this one because it was half off. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be my size or if it was going to be for whatever my first granddaughter was. Because the description said it was a woman's Seraphan, but the picture was of a child.
Oh no.
And I was like, but it was only like $17.50 or something.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, was it like $100 with shipping? Was
No.
$100?
No, it was like, with shipping, I want to say it was like 54-ish. And then my other Seraphan that I ordered from an actual clothing company, that they make it to size. And I told them I'm really short, and I asked them to hem it a little shorter, but I don't think they did. Oh well. That one was $75 because I paid expedited shipping.
Oh.
Because I ordered this one about a month and a half or so before, and it still wasn't here yet, and I got it so that I could wear it for PPD last year. Mm-hmm. So my mom, for my birthday, she bought me the other Seraphan, and then I paid the expedited shipping, and I got the one, and then I got this one like a week later.
So I hope it's okay that I say this because I didn't even ask you, but do you want to tell everybody that you're okay after the crazy
Oh,
time?
shit, yeah. Oh.
Speaking of things in the sky on fire.
Yes. Oh my God, yeah. So flying, fiery things. So for those of you who are our followers on Twitter, or maybe if you follow me on TikTok and happen to also listen to the podcast, whatever, you may know that I had a projectile shot through my windshield on Monday. And
makes me sick just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Is it
was
okay?
fucking
Like
scary.
okay. Like,
yeah, it was scary though. Like, I was on the phone with my father, and I was like, apparently I said something hit my windshield. I thought I said something came through my windshield. So he's like, it's fine. And I was just like, I don't know what to do, Dad. I don't know what.
Did you pull over? Did you swerve when that happened?
Nope.
No.
I maintained control of the car. I was terrified, but like I was on a two-lane highway with no shoulder.
Where you just like something happens and you just go calm?
I guess.
Because I do that. I think I told you I do that sometimes when we almost got killed by a semi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Like, I think... Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, I'm like...
Yeah, that
you
was
just
scary
go
as shit.
calm. It's weird.
But yeah, I was just like... I thought it was an unfounded fear. I have a lot of fears. That
no,
my
you
husband,
told me this.
Yeah,
you have.
Like, my husband tells me I'm ridiculous about certain things. So I thought this was one of those, like, I'm ridiculous. But I've always been afraid of something coming through your windshield. But, like, when I was a teenager and I first started driving on the highways in Memphis, I was on my way to school. I was on my way home from school. I don't know. I was on the highway in Memphis. And this lady did not have her hood fully latched down from whatever. Gosh. And she's driving down the highway, and I'm driving down the highway, and her hood flips up and rips off her fucking car.
It's like Tommy
and goes
Boy
flying.
I don't mean to laugh. I don't know if you remember
Zombie Boy?
No, Tommy Boy.
Oh, Tommy Boy, yes! Exactly!
Not to make light of a very serious
like that.
situation.
And it hit my hood, it hit my windshield.
Oh my gosh.
It wound up going under one of my back tires, and nothing was, like, cracked on my car or anything, right?
Goodness.
And so, like, I thought that, like, a hood didn't crack my windshield. So they must be, like, virtually indestructible. Don't judge me for my thoughts, guys.
No, I mean, it's pretty hard glass.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought until the thing came through. And then I was just like, I literally was just like, I don't know what to do, Dad. I don't know what to do. And I drove for about somewhere between a half a mile and a mile and a half until I got to a place in the road that had a shoulder that I could pull off on. Because my dad is thinking that something has nicked my windshield.
He's not realizing.
Right. So he's like, you're fine, unless there's glass like coming in at you. And like I go over a little bump in the road right after he's talking about like if you're on a bumpy road and it's whatever, and I go over a bump and part of the sheet of windshield that's hanging right here, I hit the bump and it goes, Krr! And I was like, okay, I'm pulling over now. I'm going to call a friend. I'm going to get a ride home. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. And my dad was like, okay. Like, just keep me posted. And I was like, okay, I gotta go. I can't deal with this.
Your
I
nice
can't do this
car,
right now.
your brand new
I was so pissed off.
Oh my God. For those of you that don't know, Amber just bought a fucking Lincoln.
Yeah.
And it's ruined.
Lincoln.
No.
I was in the shower washing all the glass off of me at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock that night. And Corey came in the bathroom and I said, Vanity, my name is Amber.
My car.
All I want for my birthday is a new hood for my Lincoln.
Damn. Well, I grew up like as my dad being a truck driver. That was his career, and I hear these horror stories. Now, like most of the horror stories are centered around people doing it intentionally dropping rocks off because they think it's so funny. But that
terrifying. It's not funny.
Don't do that. Don't
do that.
No, because people get decapitated. And Amber, you are so lucky.
Fucking lucky. Like I was mad until I looked at the car head on.
Oh my god.
And I saw like how it went, and I was like, the way the glass is going, like that very well could have come and hit me. And I'd be dead.
Absolutely.
There's no way I could have maintained
control. You would have been
control.
like decapitated. 100%.
Yeah. Corey was like, you would have been dead. You wouldn't have died from the car going off the road. You just would have been dead.
You would have popped like a tomato.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry not to be like vulgar, but
it was
dead
like
ass.
Fucking 30-something pound piece of metal that's over 100 degrees hot because like I had to move it after it landed like next to me, and I had to like push it off because it was fucking burning hot. And I pushed it off and I burnt my hand so bad that later I thought I had a hunk of glass in my hand. But I only had one cut on my arm. I thought it was a big gash because there was like blood all down my arm, but it was just like one, like after I took a shower I saw it was just like one spot.
Dude, I'm telling you, like
protection. Like ancestors, protection from the goddess.
It has to be.
Like,
it has to be.
protection.
Even my dad, when I showed him the pictures, was like, how the fuck is she alive? And granted, like I'm telling you, like that is truck company's fault, 100%. Like that shit should have been checked.
Yeah, like I don't understand how brake pad. Like the thing is, it's insanely massive, and it's just a piece of the brake pad. Like there was a lady at the other end of the bridge from me that had pulled over where there was shoulder because she ran over the piece of brake pad that I was swerving around. Which is lucky that I was swerving around it because, well, I don't know. I don't know if it was lucky that I was swerving around, but I was going a little bit slower than I otherwise would have been because it's like 65-mile highway. Like just two-way, 2-lane, one-way, oncoming traffic in your direction, whatever. Yeah, it was just crazy. Like I didn't know, like a fucking regular truck drove over that thing and flew it up in the air. That's how it came off. Like that, or that's how it came in my windshield.
Oh,
it didn't come off the 18-wheeler.
Okay, never mind.
I never saw. Like, I don't know that I ever saw the 18-wheeler that it came off of. But the guy in the oncoming traffic lane drove over it, threw it up in the air, and it projected into my fucking car.
Oh my gosh.
Shit was scary as fuck.
It's like some fucking what's that
Fire
scary
in
movie?
the sky.
That to get back on topic. I'm so sorry. I was just thinking that
you're
fucking.
Good. I meant to like.
It's not Resident
Evil.
It's.
I'm not
It's
sure.
like a 2000 scary movie. Everybody's trying to fight death.
Yes, that's how I felt, actually. That's exactly
I bet it is, because that movie's fucking terrifying.
It's a Devon Sawa movie, and he's trying to
there's
avoid...
like 5 of them.
Yeah, like, they didn't need that many.
Right.
Like, I still won't drive behind something with a bunch
the
of logs or
log thing?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that called? Is it something evil? I'm like, what the fuck?
You're gonna have to look it up.
Please.
I cannot.
Kids fighting death. Like, that's the only thing I can...
Look up Devon Sawa and, like, avoiding death. I bet it'll come right up. Also, Devon Sawa kind of be looking hot in that movie. I was never a Devon Sawa fan except for SLC Punk, because SLC Punk, baby.
Let's see.
Be having that fly-ass hair.
Final Destination.
Final Destination. Thank
there it
you.
is. I bet that
I was actually feeling like, yeah, I had some moments. I've had some moments about it. Like,
I bet. But it does go a little bit.
It does. It does go a little bit with fiery things flying through the sky.
Right. So the myth that something or someone is pulling a chariot across the sky, be it to bring forth the day,
right,
or just the fire, sun, you know, or a representation of the sun in some way, is known in many cultures. And Amber and I just talked before we had to re-record this because the camera
it just like stopped.
It just stopped. We were like, damn it. 7 minutes in.
I was dying from inhaling dust though, so I didn't mind.
I'm like, did it start from like all these different cultures looking up in the sky and there's a fucking meteor or something coming? Maybe a meteor so bright it made it almost look like the sun.
Maybe it was such a massive meteor that the entire world could see it and the entire world was affected by it, so it stayed in our histories forever. Kind
of like a miniature version of the dinosaurs, but not as bad.
Right. And like, so it goes in line with this thing that Corey wants me to look into, that I definitely want us to look into to do an episode on. But like a belief that there was this big astronomical event that resulted in mass deaths on Earth of people around the time of Samhain, and that's where we get all of our Samhain practices from, is because everybody mourned the dead at the same time of the year because something happened at that time of year that affected the entire world. So look for future episodes. Keep listening, guys. We're gonna get like cooler.
I know, it sounds very
These witches keep getting cooler.
And
today these witches getting Slavic.
And it's cold there.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the time.
The winter,
During winter. Yeah.
Didn't Napoleon try to like dumbass.
Nobody can get them during the winter.
Except themselves.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Them cold motherfuckers. Like,
leave it to Russia to
right? Like Crime Diner podcast did an episode on the Night Witches, which were a bunch of Russian ladies that in World War II they flew by night on janky ass wooden planes because they were women, so they didn't get nice planes.
Right.
And they flew over the Nazis at night and terrorized them, and the Nazis dubbed them Night Witches.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and they did a whole episode on it, and they put our promo in that episode.
Oh, they did? Okay,
yeah,
that's fucking
the
awesome.
Night Witches and Classiest Witches. Yeah. Witches Talking Tarot. We're Classiest Witches on Twitter if you don't yet know, guys. But, so with the whole Russian thing, you know, it is cold most of the time, which is why the sun is so important, and why Dazhboga is so important in the Slavic lands, because he is a solar deity associated with sun, but also associated with fire and rain. All of these things are very important in the Slavic lands. They're very agricultural areas, and they're cold as fuck a lot of the time. So the sun is very important and fire is very important, right? And as we talked offline, like there's a lot of different things along, because when you say Slavic, it encompaces a whole lot of places.
Right, I was going to say, so what all does that include? Because we've got Russia and, of course, Ukraine, which was a part of Russia for a very long time.
You've got Siberia, which I think is technically part of Russia.
You've got Belarus,
you've got Poland, you've got Serbia, you've got Croatia, you've got Romania.
So this is all considered Slavic?
This is all considered Slavic, and along all the different Slavic lores, they, like, certain things will change from region to region. Most regions have lore about Dazhboga. He seemed to be pretty popular among all of the Slavic lands.
He's the god of the sun.
Exactly.
And didn't you say he was a giving god?
His name means the giving god, yes.
Right. Yes. So he was very important. Like, especially, like you said, in cold cultures.
Right.
Because you've got to have the sun.
You've got to have the sun. You've got to have fire.
Right,
You need those things.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So...
Oh my god. Wait, I'm sorry. Like, we were just talking about, like, where this myth could have like originated from. No, it's okay because it's literally all over. You got the Nordic.
You got the Nordic. Should we plug it?
Sure, I know because I brought it up.
So in the Nordic, we have a book by Jennifer Hartman.
Yeah.
Who is that in the sky? And it's a children's book. And it goes over multiple sky deities. Dellinger, who brings out the first light.
Is gorgeous.
Dagger, who brings out light as he flies by. Sol, whose sun shines brightly on the world below. And then Not, who brings the night over the sky again. And they're all pulled in chariots. And Jennifer Hartman, you can find her Pagan Kids on Facebook and Instagram, probably other places, but I follow her on Facebook.
She also has a Midsummer book, which is fucking awesome. Because next episode, right?
Midsummer, can't wait.
Anyway, so like, what the hell was I saying?
Different pantheons.
Oh, aliens.
No,
we were like talking like
the fire in the sky because I said fire in the sky a bunch of times last time.
What if what they saw as a chariot was actually a flying saucer?
Right.
And the like.
And what they saw as the horses was really like smoke that comes off of it, maybe.
Oh my god. Or aliens pulling something. I don't know. Is that weird?
I don't know. I love that. No, because I didn't think aliens until we started this episode a couple minutes ago.
I know. I'm like, because I could totally.
If you want to hear the original convo, Patreon guys.
Yeah, for real. It was a good one.
Yeah, I know.
And then we looked over, and then I opened my Instagram, and Britney Spears is naked on Instagram, and I'm like,
and
what?
Amber's dying.
And the camera turned off.
Right.
That was a huge mess. I wonder how much that is so fun. But anyway, I could see that like being an alien thing, but like it's not just the chariot and the fire in the sky and the sun, like somebody pulling the chariot. There's so many sky things that could be aliens. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I see it all the time.
There's like so much Christian iconography that like you've got these paintings and there's a fucking UFO.
I know.
There's nothing, you can't tell me it's like everybody's like, ah! And there's a UFO in the sky. Come on!
Demons. Also,
Egypt, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I just, you brought up aliens and now I'm like, could that be the origin? Or could it very well be a what do we call it? A meteor.
A meteor, that just some astrological event that people saw. But I mean, at the same time, like, so the sun's very important and it's a daily thing, right? I mean, it makes sense to me from the standpoint of the sun does actually, when you sit and watch it, it does move across the sky as if it's being led. Yeah. Now, granted, what we know in today is that the Earth is actually moving, and the sun is in the same place, and we're moving. You know,
I don't know. As a Hellenic pagan, I like to think it's in that. Let's bring in that fourth dimension. Check out our previous episode on the multiverse, and our theories on that. But like, I do think maybe for me it's Apollo, or is it Helios?
Helios.
That is actually pulling it across the sky. We can't see him. It doesn't look like that to us because he's in the fourth dimension.
We can only see what
or is it the fifth dimension that the gods are in? I can't remember what we agreed to.
I think we agreed that gods were in the fifth dimension because in the fourth dimension was the whatever, but maybe those who can be perceived have to be in the fourth dimension to be perceived, such as Helios to pull the sun, he's got to get close enough to the sun to pull it, or Apollo, or Dazhboga.
Yes.
Because so there's different beliefs in Slavic pantheons, you know, and one of the Slavic mythological belief systems does have a world tree.
Oh, it does. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Slavic, is that in Scandinavia, or is it near?
That's Norse. Scandinavia would be Norse.
They're so fucking similar.
Well, and I learned through my ancestry.
It's European.
Well, and not just that, but like people used to travel across the borders before there were all these border laws.
Right.
So, like my Russian ancestors also had Scandinavian ancestors.
Oh, absolutely.
So, like, it makes sense that Norse mythology would couple with the Slavic mythology that already existed, and or you know, they were already so similar because they are so close. That's why I have Scandinavian and Swedish and whatever ancestry when I didn't think I would. You know.
Well, it all comes from like cultures colliding.
Right,
and
exactly.
then people sharing their stories. And then they're like, hey, that makes sense. Look at the Romans and the Greeks. Okay?
Oh, yeah. I love those memes where it's like the Romans are just like, we're just going to take everything and change the names. That shit fucking
can I copy your homework? Yeah, but don't make it obvious.
Right? And as somebody who took like Latin class, you know, I learned everything from the Roman standpoint first. So like, to me, in my head...
Is it the Greeks that did that to the Romans to you? Like,
in my head, yes. Because I learned everything from the Roman standpoint first.
Fucking Romans.
Like, there was low-key, like...
I like that they're the butt of the joke, though.
Yeah, I do,
no
too.
pun intended.
Low-key, there was, like, this, like, animosity between the Romans and the Greeks. Like, I can't remember anymore. It was something like Tuscany or something, like... The word
that
Tuscany
sounds delicious.
But like the word Tuscany, it comes from if I remember my Latin class correctly, it comes from like almost something of an insult that the Romans would call the Greeks because the Greeks were all like fat and lazy in the Romans' eyes.
Wow, that's
and they
fucked
talk
up.
shit.
Okay,
They
wait.
talk
I just had like my mind
because like
blown.
the Romans were like more warrior class, and like the Greeks were more like.
We're gonna have
royalty
sex with everyone and
the
party
Romans were
and
like
debauchery and sin.
You know, hardcore. Yeah, it's just so that's how I learned about it.
Rome is in Italy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why is it when I think Rome and ancient Greek, like ancient,
you think of it as an island as
I
well?
think of it as its own little thing.
Yeah, me too. I don't know because I think in a way it was its own little thing, but like a big own little thing.
Yeah, like because I see it as like its own little Pompeii-ish type thing. Also, like it just occurs to me. Oh shit, that makes sense. Why the cat like the how the fuck did the Christians get into Rome? I'm confused. That's pretty far away.
Well, because
like help.
Essentially from the standpoint of
I'm sorry to go there, guys.
Religion coming into certain emperors of Rome who adopted Christianity and then they enforced it on the people. And when you have the largest empire in the world,
I just realized
you got to be Christian.
Well, and I just realized that Rome is not just in Rome. Rome was an entire empire over every, like, okay.
Yes.
Because I was, like, so confused.
Well,
I was like,
I mean,
how did we go from Israel to Italy?
Yeah.
That's a long walk.
Yeah.
That's where I got confused.
Yeah. Nope, I totally get it. It's all fluid. And again, that's how the myths all have, like, you know, we're going to go over, I promise we're going to go over the Dazhboga myth.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. Like, we have a Polish listener now, too.
Hey.
So, like, we keep growing our Slavic listeners. So if you're in for the Slavic talk, thank you for being here with us.
I can't lie, like, I do want to visit Italy, Rome. I want to drink some wine, have some of the food. But then I think I would love to, like, I want to visit it all because Scandinavia, we were just talking about Norse. Yeah, they got some really foods, the traditions, but then we've got the Slavics, and it's all very similar but very different. I would say, like, would you say Scandinavian food and cuisine and traditions is more similar to Slavic traditions than like Roman? Or
I would agree with that. Yes.
You know, because like we were just doing research on different ways
to celebrate Midsummer.
Yeah, which I guess that's a whole other episode. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
They clashed when we did the episode.
No, but I mean, it all comes into play because again,
sun.
The Scandinavian areas and the Slavic areas, they do have a point where it's easy for the intermingling. Yeah, the clothes are very similar.
Yes, they are. Like
again, check out my Sarafan. I always think I'm grabbing the wrong word for Sarafan. I always Google it, and it's always Sarafan, but I always think I'm wrong.
You say it, and it makes me want to sing the song Salafane, but say Sarafan instead.
I love everything about that.
So Dazhboga is the sun god.
He is the sun god. And I would like to cast the three different ages of Dazhboga and his daughters, if you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
And the horses, because that sounds like fun.
So when I hear Dazhboga, which in the myth, I mean, there's multiple, like Amber said. The one that I really liked is that he starts out as this young, sexy man. Like,
and then he ages throughout. Yes, and that's what I would like to cast for. I want to do 3.
I'm like,
I am 100%. Jensen Ackles is our starting Dazhboga. So
because he's got like the hair.
We got to do good casting though, so that means the latter ones have to look like him later in life.
Okay.
So who is the older Dazhboga if we have Jensen Ackles as the young Dazhboga?
Oh my gosh, I'm so curious. I don't know.
And I will say, oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say because I've seen his hair shimmer in the sunlight, and it's very godly. If you wow, or what was it, Sam?
Wow. Still gonna have that T-shirt made one day.
Let's see.
But so I will say for anybody who's listening, and you're like, why are you throwing the A on the end? Okay, so Dazhboga, also known as Dazhbog or Dazbog or Dazbog or Dazbog. I learned about his name first in the Slavic witchcraft book by Natasha Helvin, and she was taught by her mother, who was taught by her father.
I love that her name's Natasha.
I do too.
Oh,
it's so Russian. Abso-fucking-lutely. And like, you know, she's a witch come down the line of Slavic witchcraft, and I learned his name from her first, and she calls him Dazhboga, so that is why I call him Dazhboga. So anybody out there going, why are you throwing the A on the end? It's because that's where I read it first. And my brain works in a way where the first place I read, just like Pallas Athena, I learned her as Pallas Athena first, and that's how I think of her.
Oh, absolutely.
Even though so many people don't call her Pallas.
Right. Well, I think some people are like that with anything, but at holidays they read it Samhain and it just sticks.
Right, exactly.
You know,
like,
it just depends on where it comes from.
Right, yeah. So I'm sorry I interrupted our casting. I just wanted to clear that up for anybody.
Now I'm like, who the fuck would play?
Who would be an older Jensen Ackles? So he's got to be the middle-aged guy, right? So we're looking for like a 40 to 50-year-old.
And we don't want to say Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt's kind of a dick, but at the same time,
fine.
but
I was like, I
could see that though. Is that terrible? Because like, I mean, they got the same.
I could see it, like the face, it works.
Yeah,
or
and the hair.
What about Estevez? Emilio Estevez would be a good older. Is he too old now? Am I misaging him?
No, he looks like his daddy.
I did hear that.
He looks his dad.
Okay. No,
well, what?
Every time I hear Emilio Estevez's name or say it, I think of Stan Smith going, Emilio! In American Dad. And I can't unhear it.
But if we do Emilio Estevez, we can cast Martin Sheen. As the older one.
Did we use Martin? I think we said we were holding off on Martin Sheen for an older god, or did we use him in the Celtic?
I can't remember.
So I guess we're fine if we use him if we want.
Okay, do we want to do that?
Do we want to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down.
Emilio Estevez. I like it. I like the, I think it's a good, transition.
I think so too.
Right? And
I think they would be
And it doesn't have to be today's Emilio Estevez. It could be Emilio from 15 years ago.
Right, exactly.
Because our casting is timeless.
And I think Emilio and I think Martin Sheen would be like, fuck yeah, Jensen Ackles.
Yeah. Oh, right. They're like, oh, a young us? Yeah. I think they'd be flattered by that being a young them. And Martin Sheen, I bet he would love working with his son.
I think so. I can't lie. I do like Martin Sheen because I watched him in Grace and Frankie. I haven't seen him in anything else, but in that specific role, he did really good.
I've seen him in a lot of army stuff.
Really? You know, I think he played in like a show where he was a lawyer or something. I haven't seen it. But Jensen Ackles actually is recently joined the cast of The Boys on Amazon Prime. Please check it out if you haven't seen it. It's like Marvel, but HBO.
Yeah, I've been told by many of my friends I need to watch it.
So horrible. He's like basically the Captain America, but he's so
like
shitty.
A douchebag.
Yes, but his name's Soldier Boy, and
right. Is it the Boys or just Boys?
The Boys.
Okay, The Boys. Isn't it like if superheroes were really the shitty people, like really shitty people? Right?
Yeah, basically if superheroes were real, because I'm sure they would be like that in real life.
They wouldn't be altruistic and all that shit.
Oh no. So it's very like Game of Thronesy, which I like because I like, you know, real characters. So I do like that the superheroes are really fucking shitty. I mean, you've got Homelander, who's like supposed to be like Superman, but he's a fucking horrible person. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna save this person, and all the superheroes are having like superhero sex, and it's crazy. You gotta watch it. Jensen Ackles.
I do want to watch it. I need to check it out.
It is really funny. I mean, it's good.
So his two daughters are Zoria Utenya. She is the guardian of the morning gate.
No Emma Roberts this time. We don't have any bitches.
We don't have any bitches. No, we really don't. So she's also Zoria Utenya is how you say it in Russian, and Zorza Porana is the Polish.
You say it and it almost sounds Italian. When you say Porana. Sounds like a delicious bread. I'm sorry, you guys. I am literally almost 9 months
My
pregnant.
grandfather talks so much shit on my R's, okay? I tried, but Dumblutrum Comrade
Oh my God,
is the
that sounds
best
like a blueberry.
Yeah, Dumblutrum. That's the best of my rolling R's, and I can't do it with every Russian word.
Really?
It's very hard. I have a real hard time with the Russian rolling of the R's. My grandfather, he was like, you're fucking impossible with your American mouth. Like, this motherfucker, like, was done with trying to teach me how to say the word Dumblutrum. And, like, Dumblutrum. Sometimes...
Actually, it kind of reminds me of the fat kid from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. How'd you know exactly what I was going to say?
Because I can see it, because he's got the German thing going on. And German and Russian, not too far off.
Gloop.
Yeah, Augustus Gloop. Dumblutrum, Augustus Gloop. But yeah, that man talks shit on my rolling of R's. So I'm doing the best I can with them.
So for the girls, I'm kind of like, I would love to do hair based, like the night one. Maybe she has black hair, and the light one, maybe she has blonde
Yes,
hair.
I love that. Okay, so the guardian of the morning gates, Zoria Utenya, she would be our light-haired one, and then Zoria Vechnya is the guardian of the evening gates, so she would have like dark hair, like maybe raveny hair, like so black it's almost purple and shit. Or okay, let's see. What if we had somebody of like a lighter complexion and somebody of a darker complexion?
I would love that.
Because the chick that used to be with, okay, so Jackie from that 70s